skips away. Marshall skips away. Marshall's still going. Marshall's got Richards coming up outside. Now inside.
Arsenal have gone through an entire league campaign without losing.
Bennett and the Dragons win the grand final.
Welcome back to another episode of the TGIF Podcast. Thank God it's footy. How's the last couple of weeks treated you, my bro?
Fourth on the table.
Yeah, very handy. Top four.
Best defensive record. We were sitting there in second there for a little bit on Saturday night, which was nice to see. And I'm officially off to the game there on Sunday Arvo up against the Wars in Campbelltown. So last 2 weeks have been bloody awesome, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, not a bad week for myself either. First 2 points of the season. Can't complain about that.
Yep, very, very good.
After an infuriating one the week before that probably best, actually, we didn't catch up for that episode. I wouldn't have had too much nice to say about the boys at that stage. Was still feeling the heat. But yeah, I mean, we've come through. We've collected our first 2 points. You're off to the game on Sunday. Times are pretty good for the boys. I mean, keep your eyes peeled for.
And it's been an international break. We haven't had to put up with any Arsenal heartbreak, and we've officially seen the All Whites become the second team to qualify for next year's World Cup with good win there Friday night up against Fiji, and then obviously the big one last night up against New Caledonia 3-0.
Yeah, it wasn't a good sign to see Chris Wood go off early with a little bit of a niggle there.
I think it'll be precautionary, I think.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm sure Nottingham Forest probably would have been on the blower straight away.
That's what I said when he went down. I said, I bet Nuno's on the phone.
Nuno's on the phone. Get
him off, mate.
You can win this without Chris Wood. And sure enough, we could. But yeah, look, it was looking dicey at the stage. You know, New Caledonia were hanging in there.
They were good,
Boxall
man.
would have scored about 62,
something like that,
minutes in. They had a really good hour or so of
it was
hanging in there. Really,
it was their World Cup final. It was like that was the biggest game of their career. You know, they played their hearts out. So
this dude out.
It was good to see. It was good to see a bit more of a contest than what we'd seen up against Fiji. So that was good. But yeah, nice to have an international break where you know, you can enjoy some footy and you don't have to potter away and wait for the next Arsenal game. So yeah, it's been a good couple of weeks, and yeah, it's just we're back into the nitty gritty of the NRL now, which is awesome. And yeah, three rounds in. Obviously,
it's been pretty hot over there for the boys, but I'm sure
we've seen a couple of drinks breaks and things like that. Yeah, exactly.
April, May, June, it's going to start getting a bit wetter, a bit colder. So yeah, well and truly into footy season there. But yeah, I mean, Tigers fans will be absolutely loving this start to the season.
I had a look. Obviously, we haven't even done it yet. We've got to get the win there on Sunday. We haven't won 3 games in a row since 2018. I think rounds 4, 5, and 6 possibly it was. Like, that's how long ago since we've won 3 games in a row, which is pretty crazy. Like, that's a long time since you've had a hat trick. You know what I mean? Like, I'd say every other team's won 3 in a row since then at some stage.
Quite probably. I mean, yeah, I can't really peel off too many 3-game win streaks off the top of my head.
I mean, it's not like it's a big win streak or anything like that either. So, it's a long time between drinks there. So, I'm hoping that you know, I can get over there and see my first ever live Tigers win after I never seen them get beaten by the Warriors. And I thought, what better game to do it in is against the Wars. Be complete turnaround from what all my Tigers Warriors experiences have been like. You know, one of a few. Whereas now I'll be with my own kind.
People,
you know,
yeah.
with my people. Hopefully just yelling abuse at the small section of Warriors fans
Rocking
that are there.
5 grand final jersey.
I've got no clue what I'm going to wear yet. Like, I'm thinking, yeah, probably wear that.
Surely take it in case Benji, whips around with the Sharpie,
Well, that's the thing. I mean,
I think bring a Sharpie.
I think I'm more inclined on a photo. I think I'd rather a photo than a little.
But a signed 2005 grand final.
That would be
replica,
cool.
Obviously, but still pretty fucking.
Gangster. That would be pretty cool. Not gonna lie, but I just want to see a win. That's all I'm after.
It's also a pretty black jersey, isn't it? So tough to get a signature.
There's bits of orange on.
Orange V, is it?
No, that's the heritage jersey I think you're thinking of.
Okay.
That's just the black jersey there, but I can't wait. It's gonna be outrageous. But before we get to there has been some footy on over the last few days there or so, and we've got you a little team of the week. Obviously, we missed the opening couple of rounds there, but we've got you a round 3 team of the week. Kicking it off there for you for this year, in the fullback jersey, we've straight in there double barrel. Chance Nickel Clockstart. He is your one there this week, and joined in a back 3 by Ronaldo Mulatalo and Zachy Lomax.
Yeah, Zach Lomax had himself a hell of a game on the losing side there. Obviously, the other two picking up good wins for their respective clubs. Shout out to Chance, had a hell of a game. I saw a crazy stat actually, becomes the 6th ever player to poll Dally M points against every single team.
Wow.
So he's obviously polled against Canberra and the Warriors playing for either side.
Who were the other 5?
Didn't see the other 5.
That's a very...
Yeah. Obviously, you're not going to have the likes of Cam Smith.
No, that's the first name that comes to your head.
He's not going to have points against Melbourne. Cooper
JT
probably has points. Yeah, I mean, if JT... I mean, he was obviously in a grand final doggy side there. Whether or not he would have had enough attention to poll points against the Cowboys early on in his career.
Yeah, possibly. You go towards someone
He's
like
a good
that.
shout, though.
Cooper Cronk,
Cronk probably would have definitely...
I think that would be one.
Picked up points against most of them. Benji, because he played for so many clubs, he would have had a few chances to do it against the Tigers.
Yeah, possibly Benji. Yeah, there'd be some cool names. Let's just have a little look. Players.
I can't remember the account that shared it. Like Elite Rugby League Stats or something.
I don't know if we're gonna
I don't think it's gonna come up through Googling it.
Nah, we'd have to. You'd have to do some.
You have to get the Instagram out. That's where I saw it.
There'd be some players in there. There's no doubt about that. But
cool little stat for Chance to clock off there.
That is pretty cool. Joining them there in the back line, we've gone for Ali Leatawa and Ruben Garrick there.
Yeah, not a bad haul. 6 tries between the two of those? Right?
Yeah, they 2 good games.
Best part of 50 points. Piled on with Ruben Garrick's outstanding effort from him. Well, not really from him on the first part, but shout out to his wife, birthing their first daughter, I believe. First child either way, and then Ruben goes out and celebrates it with a performance like that.
Very, very cool. Rounding off that backline there, joining them in your halves pairing this week, Cam Munster and Adam Reynolds. Pretty tasty looking halves pairing there.
Yeah, plenty of experience. 2 sort of veterans at the top of their game there. Particularly Cam Munster looking very, very dangerous. So watch out, everyone but Melbourne.
Yep, he's in some good form.
Yeah, they're desperate to avenge last year's grand final loss, a big one over Penrith there, to make a bit of an early statement. Obviously no Cleary on the field for the majority of that one,
72 minutes or something like that.
So yeah, you can't look too much into that, I think.
But then Reno and Ben Hunt probably looking at becoming one of the best oldest combinations there. They're looking like they're going to play some pretty good footy together, those two.
100%, yeah. Ezra Mam's going to have a hell of a job to get back into that side, or maybe he can convince Ben Hunt to move into the 9 jersey. But I think the way they're playing at the moment, you probably don't break the recipe. We'll see what Madge has in store, I suppose. But yeah, hell of a backline as usual. And then there's another bloke from Brisbane that's causing terror, making his way back into the side. A regular feature from a couple of seasons ago. Had a little bit of a down season last year, but Payne Haas, he's back in there. No C next to his name just yet. Obviously the first team of the week, but I have a feeling he is going to be there for a few weeks to come, as well as partner there, Terrell May.
Yeah, I think that's, I was just saying before we started, I think those are your two shouts so far for Dalian. I reckon they are going to be the two players. I think as long as they don't get any bans, and I can see possibly maybe both of them, just the way that they sort of play, that maybe getting a ban there at some stage. But yeah, two blokes. I mean, Payne Haas, he just was on a rampage there. Was it Friday night? And Terrell May, I think he's been the main difference maker for the Tigers so far.
Definitely been Tigers' best player, that's for sure. So Comp's best player, he's definitely been up there these first 3 rounds. So yeah, good shout actually.
Payne Haas's try. I mean, that was
a couple of those big blokes in the race.
That was crazy there on Friday.
That'll be interesting. We normally see your halves and your fullbacks involved there.
I think they'll both be there or thereabouts come round 13 when
round 12, 13
voting closes to the public. So, well, not voting, but
till votes go private.
Till votes go private, yes. So, and then you chuck in Uppy there in between those two, and you've got a pretty good start to your 4-pack there. Obviously, Uppy sort of scoring that decisive try there to seal the game, quietening Tommy Gilbert there after he was mouthing off throughout most of that game there, and had himself a blinder. It seems to be working really well. Going out, putting in 30 minutes, having a bit of a break time. Talon runs on at the end of the half while the other teams are tired, and then Uppy comes back on for a second stint and looks pretty refreshed, and sort of showed and paid off there on the weekend for us.
100%, yeah. He's been good in these last 2 weeks. Obviously missing out on the first game there for the Tigers. We go to the back row, Ola Kawatu and Jacob Preston. Both the standout performers there. Manly absolutely putting the ringers through poor old Canberra there.
Yeah.
Friday night,
last game.
Actually, both of these blokes played Sunday. Late inclusion, a little bit of recency bias possibly, but Jacob Preston obviously is huge for the Doggies no matter what. Big win, tight win like that over Parramatta, and yeah, Doggies obviously coming out firing with 3 wins from 3. Sees them what? Are they top of the table at the moment?
They're second behind Melbourne.
Melbourne obviously with that big win over Para.
Melbourne
getting them into a good position early.
Melbourne, Doggies, Manly, Tigers as your current top 4 there. So only 2. Doggies the only unbeaten team really. I mean,
you go back 3 years ago and you tell someone, Doggies and Tigers are going to be in the top 4 in 2025.
You'd
probably get looked at sideways.
Yep, you'd be joking. But yeah, no, they've had a strong start to the season. But Ola Kawatu and Preston, two pretty solid names there, and then Big Tino rounding out the team there.
Yeah, big win for the Titans.
Yeah, that was a big result, up against that Newcastle team.
Yeah, everyone expecting Newcastle to sort of keep the momentum going from those first 2 rounds. They looked bloody good against the Dolphins, especially. But yeah, Kalen Ponga kept a little bit more quiet than he had been in the last couple of weeks, and obviously things didn't click as well for Newcastle in that one. So yeah, there you go. Big Tino rounding out the first team of the week. Obviously took us 3 rounds to scrounge one together, but Moving forward, we'll make sure to bring you one week in, week out there. Before we crack into the previews there, first of all, just thought we'd touch on DCE. Some bombshell news over the last couple of days there with the decision to leave Manly. Now,
interesting episode last night with them sort of checking their phones throughout.
Buzz getting live calls and Braith getting the news coming straight in.
And not going out there, dude. It was all on, eh? So, who knows? I don't think we see him go to the Super League. I don't think that's an option.
I reckon he stays in the NRL. He'll go somewhere like maybe the Roosters or the Dogs.
Yeah, to the Roosters with Sam Walker, or possibly maybe to like the Finns and be a bit of like a mentor there for Katoa. Or there's
pretty sure didn't his like old man or uncle play for Redcliffe?
I did see something about
it's like a family connection
back to Redcliffe as well.
He played there as a junior potentially for a year or two.
There's a couple of different options there for him to go, so we'll have to stay tuned into that to see where DCE goes. Now, looking ahead to the weekend though, we've got your Dragons there up against top of the table Melbourne Storm there. Now, I don't know. This must be. Who had the bye in the first round? Titans. Who had the bye this round 2? Must have been Melbourne.
Melbourne, yeah.
So the first game we've seen of the two teams that have had byes so far. Melbourne up against the Dragons there. So I don't think that's a stat really.
Yeah, I mean it's something.
It's something. Yeah, that's for sure.
It's not nothing.
But it's been a tough start to the season there for your Dragons. Obviously, that close loss there to the Bunnies last weekend, and then obviously only snagging that 2 points there on the weekend with the bye. But it does it gets you out of that mix there at the bottom of the teams that haven't got any points yet.
Yeah, to be fair, it's kind of all about timing. Obviously, everyone's going to get the byes back eventually, but yeah, it's nice not to be sort of rooted to the bottom. Things may end up. I don't know how things work out this weekend, but there's a chance that should Melbourne really turn up with the form they've shown so far, things could be quite ugly for the Dragons. But look, last year we saw a miracle down in Melbourne. The Dragons picked up the win there. Not a good all-time record for the Dragons in this one, and it's going to be tough to sort of make a case off the back of Melbourne's form that they've shown so far, but I'm sure we've seen bigger upsets over the years. So home advantage on our side. We'll be hoping to see at least a close one for the Dragons fans, but probably one that not too many would have been pinning high hopes on. Couple of debuts for the Dragons. Obviously, Clemmer making the switch over from Tigertown to the Dragons, so he makes his debut off the bench, as well as Dylan Egan. Shout out to him, NRL and Dragons debut off the bench there. Look, can lightning strike twice, and the Dragons pick up another shock win over Melbourne on the bounce. Last time out 18-16 down there at Amy Park, or whatever they call it down in Melbourne these days. It's going to be tough to make a case, but I'm going to live in hope.
It's going to be a tough one, I think, for the Dragons. Obviously, we were talking before about Cam Munster. Melbourne playing some pretty good football there at the moment with him at the helm. So it's going to be a tough one, but you never know. It's, as my mum always says, it's how you play on the day.
Exactly. So, it's a free shot at the free shot at the dartboard, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. Get them out of the way early.
No one's expecting this one to end in a win. So if it does, we'll be counting that one, chalking that one up as a bonus. That's for sure. But yeah, look. Saturday first game there. Tune on in, Dragons fans, Melbourne Storm fans if you're out there, Rugby League fans in general. Hoping that it's a good game. But worst case scenario for me, you're probably going to see some points piled on for the Melbourne Storm there. So probably not one to miss if they turn up in red hot form as they have done.
Yeah, that'd be the way I would be going there, I think. Come Saturday, a big Melbourne win. But the game of the round, the game that everyone is waiting for, is that Tigers-Warriors game, the last game of the round, 8:15 kickoff here in New Zealand. But won't be the time I'll be looking at that. I'll be looking for a 6:15 kickoff over there in Sydney. Come Sunday evening now. We had a good win there, obviously up against the Eels the week before last. And that sort of spoon bowl replay there. Obviously, we'd already played them in pre-season. And then a really good comeback there over the Finns on Saturday afternoon there. Didn't look like things were going to go too well for us throughout parts of that first half, but sort of managed to turn it around well in the second and score a couple of tries there just to sort of seal the deal. But the Warriors also in a similar position to us, losing opening game of the season, winning the next two, and also probably coming in pretty confident, 14-6 over the Roosters on Friday night. So it's teed up to be a pretty good matchup, I think. It's not often you look at a Tigers-Warriors game like this and think of it as going to be some entertaining footy, but I think, both teams will be up for this one.
Yeah, I think both teams come in with a lot of confidence. Obviously, particularly the Tigers at home, coming off a couple of wins on the trot, racking up 30 points, only conceding the 24 there.
30.
Over the last
2 weeks,
10 against Newcastle to make it 32, average of what?
34. 34 points. 34 points against. Yeah, it's not bad at all.
It's not bad. Still plenty of footy to be played. Still plenty of weeks to keep that up. But I think it's a favourable start to the season, as you've said, for the Tigers. The Warriors at home, they'll be backing themselves to go out and get a result in this one. But equally, the Warriors off a couple of good performances. Really good over Manly to sort of swing the momentum back and really put them to the sword in the end there. And a tight one over the Roosters, but they managed to hold on. Obviously, with that home crowd, it's a different story for the Warriors. So they'll be hoping to pick up a few more wins across the ditch.
I think that's what's going to hopefully help us there come the weekend. Is the fact that it's not at Mount Smart there. Obviously, what have you got there? 7 in a row.
7 wins for the
Warriors
in
a row.
And NRL, obviously, I think you had a pre-season win over them.
Yeah. Did we
this year or last year?
Did we win that game that we went to pre-season? Nah, Tigers lost.
I think you got thumped in the end. But to be fair, they played a lot more first graders.
But it's been a wee while since we've had a win, but it was at Campbelltown. I think it's teed up to be good. I can't bloody wait. I'm not going to lie. Section 16, right in the front row there. I'll be covered in orange, and hopefully not getting beaten up by any Warriors fans over there. That would be poor luck. Managed to never have it happen at Mount Smart, and then have it happen at my first Tigers game. But I can't bloody wait. Be there, home crowd, with my own kind, cheering on what will hopefully be. Maybe particularly if your Dragons can snag a win, the game that puts us top of the table after 4 rounds, which would be pretty cool to see. So that is the way I'm going there this weekend. I think we snag the win. Nothing extravagant. I think it'll be close, a 16-14 or something along those lines.
Yeah, obviously a little bit of doubt around Jarrell Skelton there.
He's been named.
Yeah, he's been named, but he limped off with a little bit of an injury there, didn't he?
Yeah, we've got Laulili named there in your and your extended sort of resis there, but
so him and his brother Luke.
Both play wing. both outside backs, I want to
Right,
say.
one might be a centre.
One might be a centre.
Okay.
But
'Cause we saw Luke play a couple of games towards the end of last
yeah, we saw him get
season,
involved a wee bit there. So, but yeah, it's
Final as well, Samuela. Picked up a little bit of a
named
niggle,
as well.
but still named.
Looks like
Not sure who would come in for him in a straight swap, but you've got a couple of blokes to choose from in the extended bench should they pull up a bit stiff. But yeah, look, no reason to make any changes for the Tigers. It's been going great guns the last couple of weeks. Yeah, look, fingers crossed for your sake. They pick up a good win for you.
Fingers crossed that I'm not spending all this money over there and going to watch it last. That would
flying over for a couple of days.
As everyone knows,
I've
I've mouthed off about this game, so there'll be plenty of people who'll be hoping for a Warriors win just to piss me off. But hopefully we're coming in next week a very happy chap, that's for sure. Now we have had this big international break over the wee while. But right before that finished up, we did have that second leg up against PSV. Now we had a little 2-2 draw, puts us through 9-3 on aggregate, huge win, and it leaves us ready to face Real Madrid. That must be, I'm assuming, first leg, must be following this weekend, is it?
Quite possibly. I mean, look, you're getting into April there, so surely. Yeah, look, quarterfinals early April, semis late April, finals usually first week of June, last week of May there.
Yeah, so it
can't be far away, but yeah, look, it's essentially, look, if we can pull off this upset against Real Madrid, you probably have to put us as favourites really, with Liverpool not in, City's not in.
Yeah, I think
Bayern, are they still
Bayern is still there, but they won't. I don't think they'll win this year just because of Harry Kane. I feel like that'll be a bit of a curse for them.
Bit of an omen, yeah.
But it's an interesting time there for the Gooners having to come up against Real Madrid. Last time we faced them in knockout Champions League footy, 2006, we managed to knock them out, which is obviously a nice little omen there. But we play Fulham next up. We also actually had a game there up against Chelsea, that North London derby, and it's just a bit of a niggly 1-0 win really there with that very makeshift attacking lineup that we've got there at the moment.
Yeah, look, we did our best to dominate the game, dominate possession for a good chunk there. Chelsea obviously had their periods of dominating the ball, but probably both sides really, just not really creating too many clear-cut chances, not having that lethal finisher. Obviously, Cole Palmer not in the greatest form for Chelsea, and did he even appear in this one?
No, didn't play. Seems to miss every game we play against them.
Okay.
And he doesn't seem to be involved when we play, so...
perhaps a sneaky little behind-the-scenes loan deal that no one knows about. Can't play against his parent club.
Who knows? Who knows?
We're going to unveil Cole Palmer. That would be nice. But, yeah, look, Marino, a little flick over the back of his head. A nice little Olivier Giroud impression there. Don't know if he was intending it to really go in the back of the net, but it ended up there.
Yep, we take a goal.
Yeah, look, Fulham, they've been on a little bit of an up and down streak of form lately. 3 wins and 2 losses in the last 5, but 2 wins over Spurs and Man United respectively. So
2 teams lower than them in the table.
I was about to say 2 big clubs there, but yeah, as this season sort of evidence points to, maybe big in name, but not in their current form. That's for sure. But yeah, our form as well has been kind of scratchy against Fulham of late. 2 wins, 2 draws and a loss in the last 5, but we drew with them earlier this season. They beat us twice last year, did they not? They definitely beat us once. They might have 1 draw and 1 loss.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Yeah, I've got 2 draws and a loss. So haven't beaten them in 3 outings, which Yeah, they're a good side, but for a team like Arsenal that want to be
They seem to
raking
be
in
that side
Premier League
we're
titles,
dropping
we
points up
did trip
against.
up
Yeah.
against them last year. That could have been the difference.
Yeah, 2-0 was it, I believe, I think.
2-1 at Craven Cottage, or it might have even been at the Emirates.
Yeah.
And then a draw at the Cottage. But yeah, look, all time it's very healthy for Arsenal there with 42 wins to 9 losses. But yeah, in the last sort of 3 to 5 years, it's been tough going against Fulham. So who knows? Will we see a charged up Alex Iwobi, Reece Nelson sort of combo coming at us?
Who knows? Yeah.
They've got plenty of quality. We don't have too much in terms of the forward department at the moment, so it's going to be an
Hopefully,
interesting one.
following this international break, we might have maybe seen the return of just somebody else somewhere in the park. I know we've lost Calafiore. I think he went down with a little injury there for Italy.
Oh, did he?
Obviously, no Jesus just yet. No
Jesus and
Havertz.
Havertz, yeah. Well, Jesus, I don't even know if we'll see him until sort of September, October this year. With the ACL and then Havertz is an end of season. Don't know about Saka. What seemed to be sort of a mundane hamstring injury when he first went down has sort of turned into 2 or 3 months on the sideline.
Yeah, it's not
no news of a imminent return.
No, it's not what you want as an Arsenal fan, that's for sure.
All hope's sort of resting on Martinelli and Trossard, really.
It seems to be that way.
Back from injury, he's not offering much, but at least he's an option.
Yeah, no, I'm not too sure. So we'll have to wait and see there Monday morning, I believe that is, up against Fulham. Actually, no, it's not. It's not until midweek because we've got FA Cup.
Yeah, I think it's a week from today.
I think
I just chucked it in there because
it might be Wednesday morning.
By the time we release next episode, we would have played them.
I think it might be Wednesday morning. Yeah. Now the world of darts. I think since we've last spoke, I might be wrong here. I think Littler's picked up 3 titles now. He had the Premier League. He won another title over the week. No, I think he might have picked up 2 Premier League wins. And then over the weekend there in Risa, I think it was, European Darts Trophy, I think the twin was. No, it wasn't a no-show. Didn't read. I just don't think he went. I think he just chose to have the weekend off and obviously making some good money at the moment in terms of the Order of Merit, making even more money just probably with everything else that he's getting himself involved with. And had a week off, and it obviously opens up the field a little bit more for everybody else to have a good run. And we saw, I think it was Nathan Aspinall's first Euro Tour title, I want to say, up against Ryan Joyce, who's not really too big of a household name. There you go. Defiant Aspinall wins the maiden European Tour title in Göttingen. I wouldn't know how to say that. Göttingen.
What country is it?
Göttingen. There you go. Göttingen. It's in Germany, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, first. It was his first European Tour title. Making his way into that final there. Big dominant win there up against Humphreys in the quarters, taking out Gary Anderson there, who's a prolific European Tour winner. And then coming up against Ryan Joyce, who had a pretty awesome run through there as well, beating MVG and a pretty lackluster display there from him in the semis. Saw a nice photo of the two of them after the match, sitting there in the pub, having a drink. The 2 finalists, which is the cool thing about darts, I think. Now, I believe we see a bit of a break. We have had a couple of sort of European Tour, those events that Hopes is involved in. I think we've seen 3 or 4 first round losses there for him, so it's not been that good. We've got the Premier League there this Friday morning for us, and nothing else until a couple of Players' Championships there next week. A few more Tour card qualifiers. And then there you go, European Tour Event 3, International Darts Open, first week there. So that's when they go to Riesa. But nothing really big until then. Couple of events there for hopes to try and snag a bit of money and hopefully manage to keep hold of his tour card. But yeah, back into the Premier League there on Friday. But probably wraps us up for another week. So as always, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Remember to get involved in all your socials. Give us a like, give us a 5-star, give us a comment. Enjoy your week ahead. Enjoy whatever sport you're getting involved with. If you're having a punt, do it responsibly, and hopefully we'll see you here next week.
Yeah, sounds good to me. We'll see you then.
Ciao.
Marshall skips away. Marshall's still going. Marshall's got Richards coming up outside. Now inside.
Arsenal have gone through an entire league campaign without losing.
Bennett and the Dragons win